Prioritizing your basics is the most essential starting point when building a self-care routine, because these fundamental needs act as the foundation for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. When people think of self-care, they often imagine bubble baths, spa days, or weekend getaways. But true self-care begins with consistently meeting the core needs that keep your body and mind functioning well. These basics include quality sleep, balanced nutrition, regular physical activity, and adequate hydration. When these elements are in place, everything else in your self-care routine becomes easier and more effective, because you are supporting your body's natural ability to regulate energy, mood, and stress levels. Sleep is one of the most overlooked yet powerful forms of self-care. It affects your immune system, cognitive function, emotional regulation, and even your ability to handle stress. Chronic sleep deprivation can lead to irritability, poor concentration, weakened immunity, and a higher risk of serious health conditions. Prioritizing a consistent sleep schedule, aiming for 7 to 9 hours of quality rest, and creating a calming nighttime routine can drastically improve how you feel each day. Small actions like turning off screens an hour before bed, dimming the lights in the evening, and keeping your bedroom cool and quiet can signal to your body that it is time to wind down and rest. Nutrition is another crucial pillar of basic self-care. The foods you eat directly fuel your body and brain, affecting your energy levels, focus, mood, and long-term health. Eating balanced meals with a mix of lean proteins, complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, fruits, and vegetables can stabilize your blood sugar and prevent energy crashes. Skipping meals or relying heavily on processed foods high in sugar or unhealthy fats can cause sluggishness, irritability, and nutrient deficiencies that gradually wear down your physical and mental resilience. Practicing mindful eating, paying attention to hunger and fullness cues, slowing down during meals, and choosing nourishing options can strengthen your relationship with food and make eating an act of care rather than stress. Movement is also an essential component of your foundational self-care. Physical activity stimulates endorphin production, supports cardiovascular health, strengthens muscles and bones, and reduces feelings of anxiety and depression. It doesn't have to mean intense workouts or long gym sessions. Even gentle, consistent movement like walking, stretching, or light yoga can refresh your body and mind. Incorporating movement into your daily life, such as taking the stairs, standing up regularly if you work at a desk, or doing a short stretch break during screen time, can prevent stiffness and mental fatigue while improving your overall energy levels. Hydration ties all these basics together by keeping every system in your body functioning properly. Water is vital for digestion, circulation, temperature regulation, and brain performance. Even mild dehydration can cause headaches, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating, which can make it harder to follow through on other self-care habits. Carrying a water bottle, setting reminders to drink throughout the day, and starting your morning with a glass of water can help you stay consistently hydrated and support your body in maintaining balance and vitality. Including mind and body practices in your self-care routine is essential, because true well-being comes from nurturing both your physical and mental health together, rather than treating them as separate parts. When you care for your body, you influence your mood, energy, and focus, and when you care for your mind, you impact your motivation, stress levels, and ability to stay consistent with healthy physical habits. These two aspects are deeply connected, and building a routine that intentionally includes practices for both can create a sense of balance and resilience that supports you through daily challenges. Instead of seeing exercise, meditation, hobbies, or relaxation as optional extras, they can become core parts of your daily rhythm that restore and maintain your inner equilibrium. Physical practices are often the first thing people think of when they hear the term self-care, and for good reason, because movement has a direct and immediate effect on both physical and mental states. Exercise increases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters, and helps lower cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. It improves circulation, strengthens the immune system, supports cardiovascular health, and enhances sleep quality. Regular physical activity can be as simple as daily walks, gentle stretching, yoga, dancing, or home workouts. And the key is consistency rather than intensity. Moving your body, even for a short time each day, can release built-up tension, clear mental fog, and give you a sense of accomplishment that boosts self-esteem. Choosing forms of movement you enjoy is important because it transforms exercise from a chore into something you look forward to, which makes it more sustainable over time. At the same time, nurturing your mind is just as crucial, and this often means setting aside intentional moments to slow down, quiet mental noise, and reconnect with your inner world. Mindfulness practices like meditation, deep breathing, or progressive muscle relaxation can help regulate the nervous system and train your brain to respond more calmly to stress. Just 5 minutes of mindful breathing can lower your heart rate and blood pressure, while longer meditation sessions can increase focus, improve emotional regulation, and reduce anxiety. Journaling is another powerful mental self-care practice because it allows you to release swirling thoughts, reflect on your feelings, and gain perspective on your experiences. Writing down worries can make them feel more manageable, while noting small daily gratitudes can shift your focus toward positive aspects of your life, creating a more hopeful mindset. Incorporating creative or playful activities is also a meaningful way to care for your mind. Engaging in hobbies like painting, music, crafting, gardening, or reading stimulates your brain and provides a sense of joy and personal expression that daily routines often lack. These activities offer mental rest from constant productivity and pressure, giving your mind space to breathe and wander. Playfulness lowers stress hormones and sparks creativity, which can spill over into other areas of life, helping you approach challenges with more openness and flexibility. Treating creative time as an essential part of self-care helps prevent burnout by reminding you that your value is not tied solely to how much you produce or achieve. That is equally important to recognize how mental and physical practices can support each other when combined. For example, yoga blends movement with breathwork and mindfulness, providing both physical benefits like flexibility and strength, and mental benefits like calmness and emotional balance. Walking outside in nature gives you gentle physical activity while immersing your mind in calming natural sights and sounds. Even something as simple as listening to uplifting music while stretching can soothe your emotions while energizing your body. Pairing mental and physical elements together can make your self-care routine more effective and enjoyable, helping you feel more connected and present in your body. Rest and relaxation are another vital piece of this balance. Your mind and body need downtime to recover. Yet many people push themselves constantly without allowing space to pause. Rest does not only mean sleep, it can also be lying down with your eyes closed, taking a warm bath, practicing gentle restorative yoga, or just sitting quietly without distractions. Giving yourself permission to rest can be challenging in a culture that glorifies busyness, but it is essential for preventing exhaustion and allowing both your mind and body to recharge. When you rest intentionally, you allow your muscles to repair, your nervous system to reset, and your thoughts to settle, which makes you more resilient and able to handle daily responsibilities without becoming overwhelmed. Social connection can also be seen as part of mind and body care because humans are wired to thrive in supportive relationships. Spending time with people who uplift you, sharing your thoughts and emotions with someone who listens, or simply laughing with friends can reduce stress hormones, release feel-good neurotransmitters, and strengthen your immune system. Social self-care can take many forms, from scheduling regular catch-ups with friends to joining a group activity or class where you move and connect with others at the same time. Being around others who make you feel safe and accepted nourishes your mental health, while also encouraging physical activities like walking together, dancing, or playing sports, further intertwining the two dimensions of well-being. Setting a routine that intentionally integrates both mind and body care does not have to be complicated. It can be as simple as choosing one physical and one mental practice each day and treating them as non-negotiable parts of your schedule. You might start the morning with light stretching and 5 minutes of mindful breathing. Take a walk during your lunch break while listening to calming music, and end the evening by journaling about your day. Over time, these practices build a rhythm of care that strengthens both your body and mind, helping them support each other and work together in harmony rather than in isolation. This balanced approach makes your self-care routine more holistic, sustainable, and deeply nourishing, allowing you to feel grounded, energized, and emotionally steady as you navigate everyday life. Starting small and being consistent is one of the most important principles when building a self-care routine because lasting change does not come from sudden, drastic overhauls but from small, manageable actions repeated over time until they become natural parts of your life. Many people feel motivated to improve their health and well-being, but they often try to do too much at once, setting unrealistic goals and overwhelming themselves. This leads to frustration and burnout, and they end up abandoning their efforts altogether. By beginning with small, simple steps, you create a path that feels achievable, which builds confidence and momentum. Consistency, not intensity, is what transforms small habits into powerful long-term changes that support your physical, mental, and emotional wellness in a sustainable way. Starting small allows your mind to adapt without resistance, because large changes can feel threatening or intimidating. When you tell yourself that you must completely change your diet, start exercising every day, meditate for 30 minutes, and wake up 2 hours earlier all at once, your brain perceives it as too much effort and triggers feelings of stress or avoidance. But if you choose just 1 or 2 tiny habits, like drinking a glass of water when you wake up or stretching for 5 minutes, it feels manageable. You prove to yourself that you are capable of following through, and this creates a sense of success that motivates you to keep going. Small wins build self-trust, which is essential when trying to change your lifestyle. When you experience that sense of accomplishment daily, it strengthens your belief that you can do more, which gradually expands what you are willing to attempt. Consistency is what locks these small actions into your routine until they become automatic. Doing something every day, even if it is only for a few minutes, wires it into your brain as a normal part of your life. This repetition is how habits are formed, and once a behavior becomes a habit, it requires much less mental effort to continue. For example, if you decide to meditate for only 2 minutes each morning, it may feel too short to matter, but doing it every single day makes it easier to sit down and start. And soon 2 minutes may naturally extend to 5 or 10, because the habit is already in place. The same principle applies to physical activity, healthy eating, journaling, or any self-care practice. Consistency gradually removes the mental resistance that often stops people from starting in the first place. Small steps also reduce the risk of burnout because they require less energy and time, making them easier to maintain even on busy or stressful days. If your self-care routine demands a lot of effort, you might skip it when life gets overwhelming, and skipping can quickly become quitting. But when your routine only takes a few minutes, you can stick with it even during challenging periods, which keeps the habit alive and prevents the feeling of starting over. Over time, these small actions accumulate into meaningful changes without the pressure of trying to be perfect or do everything at once. This approach respects your current capacity while still moving you forward, which is far more sustainable than trying to transform your life overnight. Another benefit of starting small is that it gives you space to experiment and find what works best for you. When you try to change everything at once, it is hard to tell which habits are truly helpful and which ones do not suit you. By adding one habit at a time, you can pay attention to how it makes you feel and decide if you want to keep it. Maybe you try morning walks and find they give you energy. Or maybe you realize you prefer stretching in the evening to wind down. This flexibility prevents you from forcing yourself into routines that do not fit your personality or lifestyle, which often leads to quitting. Allowing your self-care routine to grow gradually helps it become something that feels natural and supportive, rather than forced or restrictive. Asterisk. Setting boundaries and protecting your time is a crucial part of building a self-care routine because without clear boundaries, your energy and attention can become scattered and consumed by the demands of others, leaving little space for your own well-being. Many people struggle to prioritize self-care, not because they do not value it, but because their days are filled with responsibilities, obligations, and external expectations that push their personal needs to the bottom of the list. Boundaries are the protective framework that creates space for self-care to exist. They are not walls meant to shut people out, but lines that define where your responsibilities end and where your personal time begins. Establishing these lines allows you to give your energy intentionally instead of being drained by constant demands. Protecting your time begins with recognizing that your time is valuable and limited. It is easy to fall into the habit of saying yes to every request from others, whether it is taking on extra work, attending social events you do not enjoy, or being constantly available for messages and calls. While helping others can be meaningful, doing it at the cost of your own health leads to burnout and resentment. Learning to pause before automatically agreeing to something can help you evaluate if it fits, within your priorities and current capacity. Asking yourself whether a commitment aligns with your values, whether it brings you joy, or whether it will overload your schedule, can guide you in choosing what to accept and what to decline. This conscious decision-making protects the time you need for rest, reflection, and self-care practices. Saying no is often one of the hardest but most powerful boundary-setting tools. Many people fear disappointing others or being perceived as selfish, but saying no is an act of respect for your own limits. It helps prevent you from becoming stretched too thin and ensures that when you do say yes, you can show up fully and without resentment. You do not need to offer long explanations or apologies when setting boundaries. Simple, polite statements are enough. Practicing small no's in low-stakes situations can build confidence and make it easier to say no when it really matters. Each time you honor your limits, you strengthen the belief that your well-being is important, which reinforces the habit of protecting your time. Creating physical and emotional boundaries around your self-care time is also essential. If you schedule time for activities like exercise, journaling, or relaxation, treat that time as a non-negotiable appointment with yourself. Just as you would not cancel a work meeting or a doctor's appointment without serious reason. Avoid canceling your self-care commitments. Communicating your boundaries clearly to others can help them understand and respect your needs. For example, you might let family members know that you are unavailable during your morning walk, or tell co-workers you do not respond to emails after a certain hour. These small declarations signal that your self-care time matters and should be honored. Technology boundaries are another important way to protect your time because constant digital connectivity can easily consume the space needed for being always reachable through messages, emails, and social media can fragment your focus and prevent true rest. Setting limits such as designated phone-free hours, turning off non-urgent notifications, or keeping devices out of your bedroom can create pockets of uninterrupted time where you can focus on yourself. This separation reduces mental clutter and helps you be fully present during your self-care practices, allowing them to be more restorative and meaningful.